So, David Moyes and Fabrizio Romano indirectly have had a little bit of a spat on Twitter this afternoon. Yes, people, welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. This is the West Ham News Show where I'm going to be discussing Moyes versus Fabrizio Romano, the war of words all around Declan Rice's contract and everything that's going on there. But before we get into that, though, drop a like on the video, subscribe to West Ham Unofficial if you're new, if you're enjoying this West Ham News Roundup show, or if you do enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel, check out our channel sponsors, SRM Carver & Son, by clicking the link in the description down below. Without further ado, let's get into this. And so I'm unaware whether it was a press conference that David Moyes did today or after the Chelsea game last night, but he was asked about the Declan Rice contract saga and what Fabrizio Romano put out earlier in the week to do with the fact that that Declan Rice has turned down a third contract with a salary worth around 200 grand a week. Now we know from Fabrizio Romano that he has turned that down. So David Moyes has been reacting to that today, and he was asked it, and he said he asked who the journalist was because he's not on social media, he doesn't do those kind of things, and then he said, so he's a local boy. Then of course we know Fabrizio Romano is an Italian journalist, expert in transfer. So David Moyes jokingly said he's a local boy then, pretty much, and just I wouldn't say mocked him, but criticised him, and as most West Ham fans have done, for the timing of the release of this exclusive that we all pretty much knew about anyway. So, yeah, it's all getting a bit heated. So then somebody, and then Fabrizio replied to this and then said, unfortunately, I'm not a local boy. I'm just trying to do my best, even if I'm not attending press conferences every week. But I've been to London Stadium 3 times. Atmosphere, team and fans were amazing. Wish you and Declan all the best in the Europa League semi-finals. So then somebody's put, introduce yourself to him. He's a bit old-fashioned. Fabrizio replied, I respect him, no problem at all, even because he didn't deny my story. So Fabrizio just chucking it back on him again here by basically saying, because David Moyes didn't... He didn't deny what Fabrizio said. He basically said, well, it's not really at the top of our priority list. He's got 3.5 years left. And he made a comparison to where he said, when I lost my best player at Everton, Wayne Rooney, we actually got better. So obviously we don't know that's going to happen at West Ham, but he was quite to it, you know, journalists saying this and that, and you know, not really too much to worry about. But he did say that Declan Rice is untouchable, and we do not intend to sell the defensive midfielder. Really interesting stuff. So then somebody replied saying he didn't need to deny it. He knows it's utter bull. BS. Answer is he's not for sale, still has 3 years left on his contract, so stop spreading lies. I think it's at a nerve with Fabrizio here. He said West Ham insist he's untouchable in quotation marks, literally in the same tweet, and he never denied that Declan turned down the proposal because it's true. So he's chucking that back on to David Moyes there by saying he didn't deny it because he knows it's true, because he's backing up what he said on April the 22nd about Declan Rice. So it's little tricky and little naughty conversation indirectly that David Moyes and Fabrizio Romano have had this afternoon. And to be honest, I don't think any of this stuff stops. Whether it stops with Fabrizio Romano, I think it starts again, because we're gonna have, even if we don't sell Declan Rice this summer, we're going to have everybody, every single journalist and their dog and their cat and their mother saying Declan Rice this, Declan Rice that. And I'm sure David Moyes is aware all through the summer and all until the inevitability happens that we sell Declan Rice. He's going to have that. So-and-so have said this. So-and-so have said Declan Rice is for sale. Are you going to sell Declan Rice? What's Declan Rice's price tag? You know, this is what we've got to do when we've got such a good player on our hands like we have. And David Moyes has got to be good with his words, because he was pretty laid back. He was just sat there saying, well, he's not a local boy, to be fair, is he? You know, I don't really care. He was like, yeah, I don't care, to be honest with you, about what he said. He's not for sale, that's it. And let's move on with the press conference, which is what we want to hear. You know, of course he's not going to come out and say, yeah, he's for sale. If you want him, 150 million, there we go. David Moyes is never going to say that. We said he's not for sale, and he's not for sale for a reason, because he's contracted down for 2.5 years with an option for 1 year for us and Declan Rice to trigger a 1 year contract extension. So best case scenario, we've got Declan Rice until 2024, 25, you know. But the worry is, it's the precarious situation that everybody has with contracts, is that the longer the contract goes down without him signing a new long-term deal, is the less people are going to be asking, and then his contract's slowly going to run out. And if we can't renew it, it's going to sizzle out, and we're going to get very minimal or nothing for him, which we don't want, because he's a very good player and he's too good of a player to let go for free. If we're going to sell him, we need big money, 120 million plus. You know, people laugh at us. Quite frankly, I don't care. Most West Ham fans don't care. He's here until 2024 or 2025 if we trigger that contract extension. So not really anything to worry about, but it's definitely something that should be in the back of the board and David Sullivan's mind. Is the fact is that the longer we run the contract down for, the less amount of money we're going to get for him, as we all know. But I just thought I'd make a video for the interesting developments of that this afternoon. A fair play to Moyes. You know, he could have went, I don't want to comment, but he's gone, you know what? Yeah. You know, he's not a local boy. I don't care. And Fabrizio's bit back as well. He is respectfully, but with little digs in there, replied to David Moyes. Of course, David Moyes won't see that because he's not on social media. He said that plenty of times. But Fabrizio Romano is sticking to his guns, sticking to what he's saying. And yeah, interesting developments this afternoon. And this kind of stuff isn't going to stop, because when you've got a player like Declan Rice on your hands, these things, journalists aren't going to stop linking. You know, we've heard today he's linked with Man City. You know, it'll be Chelsea next week because Thomas Tuchel went and hugged Declan Rice at the end. The most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen Declan Rice. He was a bit like from the picture, he was a bit like, when I saw him hug on the picture, I was like, I saw him laughing and joking with Mason Mount. I've got no issue with that. It's his best mate. You know, that's not saying that he wants to go to Chelsea. Because the fact is, one of probably the best moments of that away day, he came down to warm up because he was obviously on the bench. We all clap him, Declan Rice, no, Declan Rice. He's laughing, he's loving it, he's clapping the fans. And then he left because you're Declan Rice. He was laughing and clapping. He was loving it. And he's too good for you. He's too good for you. The chants kept coming from West Ham fans, and Declan Rice looked like that he was just having a laugh, and there was that emotion there, like, you know what, yeah, that's quite funny. I like that, which is what we want to see. Things aren't going to turn sour between Declan Rice. We know he loves West Ham, but the inevitability is that he is going to move on at some point. And now this is just starting the whole train again of Declan Rice rumours, Declan Rice transfer stories, which aren't going to stop. We're not gonna talk about every single one, but this is quite a big development, which I thought was quite funny, which I thought I'd bring to you today. But anyway, that's it. Join me later on the Premier League roundup show with Sean and Josh. But that's it from me. We're now going to build up to the Frankfurt game, massive game on Thursday night. And also, that's just the one thing that's really annoyed West Ham fans as well. They were saying it in the concourse before the game yesterday. So the fact is, the timing of this, we've got a semi-final in a week's time from when this tweet came out. West Ham fans didn't like the timing. Our biggest moment for a long time, and all this stuff is distracting the fans. Probably not distracting the players, but it's annoying the fans on social media. But it is what it is. That's what you've got to cope with when you've got a world-class player like Declan Rice on your hands. But that's it from me. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out our channel sponsor, the SIM Carver and Sun, by clicking the link in the description down below. David Moyes insists that Declan Rice is not for sale. Fabrizio Romano sticks with his guns by saying he did deny that contract, and maybe he does want to move on, and he's open to a move. And yeah, a little bit of an indirect war of words. It's only going to get worse. But that's it from me. Come on, you Irons, and I'll catch you later on. Cheers, guys, and bye-bye.